She was humiliated for bringing a rusted rifle into the 1,000-meter sniper zone, a place reserved for generals' kids, veteran officers, and rifles worth tens of thousands. They laughed at her wrinkled boots, calm eyes, and that old Remington like she was some joke dropped into a playground for the rich. No decent scope, no support gear. What is this? A Vietnam flashback, one lieutenant chuckled. And then she lay down. No wind meter, no words, just her finger on the trigger. 10 shots, 10 bullseyes. From a kilometer away, Fort Revington Range cut a stark line across New Mexico's desert, its steel lanes gleaming under a merciless 2025 sun. This wasn't a public range, it was a semi-military stronghold where retired colonels traded war tales. Defense moguls sealed deals, and generals' heirs tested rifles worth a pilot's pension. The air held the tang of gun oil and ambition. The 1,000-meter sniper zone, a proving ground for the elite. Unspoken rules held sway, show your worth or leave. On this Saturday, the crowd gathered crisp uniforms, polished optics, and tailored arrogance, their eyes sharp with judgment. Dahlia Ashcroft, 27, daughter of Deputy Secretary of Defense Warren Ashcroft, stood out. Her Shaytak M200, a polished badge of privilege, but a lone figure drew their stares. A woman, uninvited, stepping through the dust like a mirage. Evelyn Moore, 29, moved with quiet purpose, her weathered joggers loose, her frayed khaki jacket thin, her creased combat boots scuffed and bare, her dark hair tied back, framed a face of understated resolve, hazel eyes steady, lips set, no hint of doubt. On her shoulder rested a rusted Remington M24, its stock wrapped in burned canvas tape, its scope scratched and plain. No tactical headset, no ballistic watch, just a battered ammo tin, its hand-loaded rounds heavy and dull. Whispers sliced the air like shrapnel. "Scrapyard find," muttered Victor Kane, 52, a defense tycoon with a D.C. penthouse. "That rifle's a joke, probably jams," sneered Lieutenant Caleb Holt, 30, a brash Marine with a custom accuracy international, a staffer, clipboard trembling. Whispered, "She's dressed like a janitor. What's she doing here?" Evelyn's hazel eyes swept the lanes, her fingers grazing the canvas tape. The desert's pulse her only welcome. "You're with her, aren't you? That quiet strength, that rusted rifle. It's a spark in the dust." The mockery surged as Evelyn approached the registration table, her ammo tin tucked under her arm. Captain Samuel Rhodes, 42, a state-level shooting champion with a grizzled beard, squinted. "Ma'am, the restrooms are that way." Evelyn handed over a yellowed invitation letter, signed by an old range manager. Rhodes glanced at it, then smirked. "All right then, head over to the fun lane." The crowd roared, trainees erupting. "Museum piece, does it fire or just wheeze?" Dahlia, her auburn hair gleaming, sneered. "No makeup, no shades, no gear. She looks like she wandered in from a homeless shelter." Evelyn opened her ammo tin, each round arranged with care, their brass faintly polished. She loaded her Remington with fluid precision, her fingers steady despite the jeers. As Evelyn presents her invitation letter, Dahlia Ashcroft and cadets attack her lack of military pedigree. Dahlia waves the letter mockingly. "No family name on this, probably a nobody's forgery." A cadet sneers. "What's her lineage?" "Janitor stock." Victor Kane laughs. "No general's blood. No right to shoot here." The crowd chants. "No name. No game." Staffers smirk, one muttering, "She's got no roots to stand on." Evelyn tucks the letter into her jacket, her fingers steady on the Remington's canvas tape. The desert's heat, a pulse against her skin. The audience's rage ignites, their hearts pounding at this assault on Evelyn's heritage. The crowd's elitism, a vicious blade. The audience's rage surges, their hearts pounding at this public shaming. The crowd's cruelty, a choking weight. Rhodes stepped forward, his custom, Barrett gleaming, his voice booming. You think you can shoot 1,000 meters? Fine. I'll fire 10 rounds. If you score over 50, I'll bow to you in front of everyone. The crowd roared. Bet scrawled on a whiteboard. $50 she misses. 100 she quits. Evelyn's reply was soft, calm. I'm not here to compete. I just want one clean run. Silence. Then laughter. Caleb smirked. She's dreaming. Victor raised his glass, toasting Rhodes' victory. At a pre-shoot briefing in the range's bunker, the elite shunned Evelyn. As Rhodes reviewed rules, Dahlia and her clique turned their backs, whispering loudly, "Keep the shelter girl away. Her rifle's bad luck." Trainees laughed. Shielding their gear, Caleb added, "She's here to scavenge our brass." A trainee tossed a mock worker's pass at Evelyn's feet, labeled maintenance. Evelyn picked it up silently, her fingers tracing the canvas tape. The desert's hum, her only anchor. The audience's fury boils, their hearts breaking at this deliberate isolation. The elite's pettiness a crushing blow. Evelyn faced a gear check overseen by Rhodes and Ellen Pierce. 48. A range official tied to the Ashcrofts. Ellen, at Rhodes's nod, inspected Evelyn's Remington with disdain, muttering, "This junk's a hazard. Probably misfires." She accidentally knocked Evelyn's ammo tin, scattering rounds into the sand. Dahlia called out, "Don't ruin the relic." Rhodes smirked, denying Evelyn time to recover. Rules are rules, move on. Evelyn knelt, salvaging her rounds. Her joggers streaked, her fingers steady as if the sand guided her. During the gear check, Ellen Pierce targets Evelyn's youth to undermine her credibility. She's barely out of her 20s. Ellen scoffs, loud enough for the crowd. "What's she done? Shot cans in a backyard." Caleb Holt laughs. "Bet she's never seen a real range," Victor adds. Kids don't belong in the sniper zone. Spectators jeer, some chanting, "Go home, rookie." The staff ignore the taunts, one muttering, "She's too green for Revington." Evelyn adjusts her scope, her hazel eyes steady. The canvas tape's burned edge rough under her fingers. The audience's fury boils, their hearts breaking at this dismissal of Evelyn's unseen experience. The crowd's arrogance, a searing wound. The audience's fury surges, their hearts pounding at this calculated cruelty. As Evelyn walks to her firing lane, a group of trainees, egged on by Caleb Holt, physically crowds her to intimidate her. Caleb steps close, his rifle slung low, smirking. "Careful. Don't trip over that junk rifle." Two trainees bump her shoulders, one accidentally jostling her ammo tin, nearly spilling it again. The crowd laughs, chanting. Clumsy drifter Victor Kane claps. "Give her space to fall," Dahlia sneers. She's shaking already. The staff turn away, one muttering, "She shouldn't be here." Evelyn steadies her tin, her hazel eyes fixed on the lane ahead. The canvas tape's burned edge rough under her fingers. The desert's heat her only shield. The audience's rage surges, their hearts pounding at this physical bullying. The crowd's aggression a brutal assault. At a pre-shoot coffee stand, the crowd's mockery turned personal. Victor, sipping bourbon, leaned toward moguls and sneered. "Look at her joggers. Burned tape. Bet she's never seen a salon." Dahlia laughed. "She's aiming for tough, but it's just sad. No wonder she's alone." A trainee added, "Pretty face, but that outfit screams drifter." The laughter spread, glasses clinking as they toasted Revington's class. Evelyn, adjusting her rifle nearby, heard every word, her fingers tightening on the canvas tape. The desert's pulse her only rhythm. At the coffee stand, Victor Kane starts a public wager to amplify Evelyn's shame. He slaps a wad of cash on a table, shouting, 1,000 says she doesn't score above 20. Dahlia tosses in a diamond bracelet. Double if she runs off crying. Cadets scribble bets on a whiteboard, misses all $200, spectators cheer. Some snapping photos of the board, laughing. This'll be over fast. The staff pin the whiteboard near Evelyn's lane. Smirking. Evelyn sees it, her fingers tracing the Remington stock. The desert wind a steady hum in her ears. The audience's blood boils, their hearts raging at this cruel gamble on Evelyn's failure. The crowd's greed a toxic fog. During a break in the bunker, Dahlia and Victor spread vicious rumors to tarnish Evelyn's reputation. Dahlia whispers loudly to officers, "She's probably a spy, sneaking in with that fake letter." Victor nods. "Or a deserter, dodging her past with that rusty gun." Trainees overhear, shouting, "Traitor in the ranks." The rumor spreads. Some scribbling spy sniper on the whiteboard. Spectators hiss. Check her records. The staff, complicit. Murmur. She's suspicious. Evelyn, cleaning her scope nearby, hears the whispers. Her fingers steady on the scratched lens. The desert's hum her only refuge. The audience's fury boils, their hearts breaking at this slanderous attack on Evelyn's integrity. The crowd's malice, a toxic cloud. The audience's blood boils, their hearts raging at this attack on Evelyn's dignity. The crowd's elitism, a toxic fog. Rhodes shot first, his Barrett steady. The crowd hushed. Shot 110. 0. Bullseye. Shot 2, 9. 9. Near perfect. Shot 3. 9. 8. Still elite. The sequence continued. Each crack precise. His breathing measured. Final score. 96. 2. Cheers erupted. Trainees chanting "Rhodes, Rhodes." Some uploaded the result to the military network. Officers nodding approval. Rhodes turned, smirking at Evelyn. "Your turn? Shelter girl? Don't waste our time." Dahlia clapped. Laughing, Victor shouted, "She'll need a prayer." Evelyn lay flat, her rusted Remington steady. The 1,000 meter target a speck. No spotter, no wind meter, just her. She adjusted her wrists, her cheek against the scarred wood of the Remington. Murmurs spread like wildfire. That scope's from Wutu too. She didn't even dial in her elevation. Where's she aiming? As Evelyn sets up at the firing lane, Caleb Holt leads the crowd in mocking gestures to disrupt her. He pretends to aim a rusted rifle, stumbling dramatically, shouting, "Oops!" Missed the target. Dahlia mimics her wrist adjustment, giggling. Is she stretching for failure? Cadets wave signs reading "Junkyard Sniper," tossing paper wads toward Evelyn's position. Victor laughs. "Keep it up, she'll crack." The staff smirk, one muttering, "She's no match for this." Evelyn cracks her wrists. The gesture's a distant blur, her hazel eyes locked on the target's speck. The audience's rage explodes, their hearts shattering at this performative ridicule. The crowd's sadism, a suffocating trap. As Evelyn prepares her lane, Caleb Holt mocks her silence to paint her as weak. He struts past, shouting, "No words. Guess she's scared, mute." Dahlia laughs, silent because she's got nothing to prove. Trainees join in, chanting, "Speak up. Coward." Some mimic her calm demeanor, slouching dramatically, yelling, "Too shy to shoot." Victor claps. She's crumbling inside. The staff smirk, one muttering, "Silence means surrender." Evelyn adjusts her rifle, her hazel eyes steady, the canvas tape's texture grounding her. The desert's pulse her only voice. The audience's rage explodes, their hearts shattering at this cruel twist of Evelyn's strength into weakness. The crowd's sadism a suffocating trap. Right before Ellen's introduction, Victor Kane leads the crowd in mocking Evelyn's solitude to isolate her further. He raises his glass, shouting, "No friends, no squad guests, nobody wants her." Dahlia smirks. She's a loner because she's a loser. Trainees laugh, chanting, "Solo sniper, solo failure." Some toss empty coffee cups toward her lane, yelling, "Go shoot alone." The staff snicker, one muttering, "She's got no one to back her." Evelyn lies prone, her cheek against the Remington. The crowd's taunts fading to the desert's hum. Her fingers steady on the trigger. The audience's fury peaks, their hearts pounding at this cruel attack on Evelyn's solitude. The crowd's venom, a crushing blow. Before Evelyn's first shot, Ellen Pierce grabs the microphone, framing her as a joke. Introducing Evelyn Moore, she announces, voice dripping with sarcasm. She's brought us a vintage rifle. For entertainment's sake, let's cheer her effort. The crowd roars, shouting. Pity points. Caleb yells, "Don't break the range." Victor adds, "Give her a participation trophy." Operators zoom cameras on Evelyn's Remington. Snickering, Evelyn lies prone, her cheek against the stock. The crowd's noise fading to the desert's pulse. Her fingers steady on the trigger. The audience's fury peaks, their hearts pounding at this official mockery. The official's arrogance a crushing blow. You're on edge, aren't you? That quiet focus. That rusted rifle, it's a spark in the dark. The range fell silent. The desert winds howl, the only sound. Evelyn breathed, her chest rising, her ears attuned to the air's pulse, the crunch of sand, the hum of the digital board. She fired. The crack split the air, sharp and final, like a blade in the quiet. The digital board flashed 10, euro, bullseye, dead center. The crowd's laughter choked, their faces frozen, their glasses slipping. Shot 2, same rhythm, same precision. Her body a statue, 10, euro, splitting the same hole. Spectators stood still, their breaths held. Shot 3, 10, euro, shot 4, 10, 0, shot 5, 10. After Evelyn's 5th bullseye, the crowd's jeers turned to trembling awe, their hands shaking as her precision dawns. Victor Kane, his bourbon glass slipping, stares, his face pale, his fingers twitching as if grasping for his lost bets. Dahlia clutches her Chaytak, her auburn hair limp, her eyes wide as the scoreboard's red glow burns them. Cadets drop their signs, their laughter replaced by silence, their faces ashen. A staffer mutters, "She's not shooting. She's rewriting the range." Evelyn's cheek presses against the Remington. The desert's pulse her rhythm, her focus a quiet blade. The audience's satisfaction surges, their hearts racing as the crowd's arrogance dissolves. Evelyn's mastery a terrifying revelation. After Evelyn's 6th bullseye, the crowd falls into worshipful silence, their mockery replaced by awe. Victor Kane's bourbon glass sits untouched, his hands trembling, his eyes locked on the scoreboard's red glow. Dahlia grips her Chaytak, her fingers unsteady, her face pale as if the desert itself judged her. Trainees drop their spy sniper signs, their chants silenced, their heads bowed. A staffer whispers, "She's a ghost, a legend." Evelyn's cheek presses against the Remington, the desert's pulse her rhythm, her aim a quiet vow. The audience's satisfaction surges, their hearts racing as the crowd's scorn turns to reverence. Evelyn's skill a radiant rebuke. Shots 6 through 9, 10, 0, 0, 10, 0, 10, 0, 10, 0. Each round a needle through the bullseye's heart. Colonel Walter McNeil, 78, his face weathered, muttered, "She's hearing the wind, like Black Division days." A Lockheed analyst, Lena Carver, 40, whispered, "That's pulse rhythm, lost to training." The audience's anticipation roars, their hearts pounding at this impossible precision. Shot 10. Evelyn exhaled, held her breath, and fired. The crack echoed, the board flashing 10, 0. All 10 rounds overlapped in a 1 to 12-centimeter cluster. The scoreboard flashed red, record tied. 10-10 Pobbers 10, 0-1. 12 centimeters grouping at 1-1. Zhousen Meepies. After Evelyn's 10th shot, the cadets, once mocking, stand and salute, their rifles lowered, their faces pale with reverence. Caleb Holt, his hands unsteady. Removes his cap. His eyes fixed on the scoreboard's 100 so. Oh, a cadet whispers. She's the White Widow? We were blind. Their junkyard sniper signs lie crumpled in the sand. Their bravado gone. The staff, once complicit, bow their heads. Their clipboards forgotten. Evelyn rises, slinging her Remington. The desert's heat, her only applause. Her hazel eyes steady. The audience's satisfaction peaks. Their hearts pounding as the cadet's scorn turns to honor. Evelyn's skill a radiant rebuke. The entire range froze. From the back row, Walter McNeil stood, his hands shaking, eyes welling with disbelief. Dear God. Evelyn Moore, the White Widow. Silence gripped the crowd. He raised his voice. She's the only sniper in U.S. military history to shoot down 19 enemy aircraft using a long-range rifle in a single classified operation. And she did it at 19. She disappeared after an injury. Erased from every file. Rhodes staggered, his hands gripping his Barrett, his knuckles white. Dahlia turned away, her fingers fumbling with her phone, the scoreboard's glow burning her eyes. Lena Carver stood, stunned, her Remington's hand modified. No GPS, no digital scopes. She shoots by sound. Air pressure, pulse rhythm. That technique was erased from training, deemed impossible to replicate. We didn't recognize her. In the aftermath, Rhodes steps forward, his voice shaking, his Barrett set aside. I challenged Evelyn Moore and was wrong. He says, facing the crowd, she's the standard I'll never reach. Officers turn away, his reputation tarnished, his state championship a footnote. The scoreboard's glow frames his humbled figure, his hands trembling. Evelyn, packing her rifle, meets his gaze, her hazel eyes steady, not cruel, her focus on the desert horizon. News spreads of his rule reforms. A quiet penance. After McNeil's reveal, trainees from international ranges, present as observers, kneel in respect, their rifles lowered. A German sniper whispers, "The White Widow. She's our myth too." A Japanese trainee removes his patch, replacing it with a hand-drawn widow's aim. Their faces glow with awe. Their earlier jeers forgotten, the crowd watches, stunned. As global respect elevates Evelyn's legend, Evelyn packs her rifle, her hazel eyes steady. The canvas tape's texture her anchor. The desert's hum her peace. The audience's satisfaction peaks. Their hearts pounding as Evelyn's past resonates worldwide. Her legacy a global beacon. The audience's satisfaction explodes. Their hearts pounding as Rhodes' arrogance collapses. Evelyn's legacy a mirror of her strength. You're in awe, right? That reveal, that legacy, it's a supernova. A military-grade SUV roared up, dust swirling. General Alexander Callahan, 54, chief of UBUS Armed Forces, stepped out, his 4-star uniform gleaming. He walked through the paralyzed crowd, removed his sunglasses, and bowed to Evelyn. "I'm not here for duty today. I'm here to pick up my wife." As Callahan bows to Evelyn, he addresses the crowd, his voice a low thunder. "You mocked a woman who redefined warfare. Her silence was your lesson. You failed it." The crowd shrinks, their faces ashen. Security saluting behind him. Dahlia's fingers fumble with her phone, her eyes avoiding the general's gaze. Rhodes grips his Barrett, his knuckles white, his confidence shattered. As Callahan addresses the crowd, he pins a Black Division medal on Evelyn's jacket, his voice firm, for unmatched valor. Evelyn Moore, the White Widow. The crowd gasps, their faces ashen. Security saluting sharply. Dahlia's phone slips from her hands, her eyes avoiding the medal's glint. Rhodes's Barrett feels heavy, his hands unsteady, his championship a shadow. Evelyn accepts the medal, her fingers grazing the canvas tape. The desert's pulse her father's echo. The audience's hearts soar, their satisfaction peaking as Callahan's honor elevates Evelyn's triumph. Her skill a national emblem. Evelyn stands beside Callahan, her fingers grazing the canvas tape. The desert's pulse her anchor, the audience's hearts soar, their satisfaction peaking as Callahan's authority humbles the crowd. Evelyn's triumph amplified by his reverence. Gasps, silence, collapse. Evelyn smiled faintly. I don't care if anyone remembers my name. Just remember this: never judge someone by the weapon they carry. She walked out without a glance back. In 2026, Victor Kane faces a brutal fallout at a defense expo. Clients withdraw, whispering. He mocked the White Widow. His contracts dry up. His penthouse sold. His name tied to Evelyn's humiliation. Officers shun him. His bourbon glass replaced by a bitter coffee. Victor stares at a news report of Evelyn's statue, his hands shaking, his wealth a hollow shell. Evelyn, unaware, coaches in Montana, her legacy untouched. The audience's satisfaction peaks, their hearts racing as Victor's greed boomerangs. Evelyn's impact undeniable. Rhodes sat down. Pale, Dahlia cried quietly. The screen still glowed. More. E. 100. 0. 100. 0. Legend confirmed. Evelyn's past emerged in fragments, pieced by stunned analysts. Born in Montana's Badlands, she grew up in a trailer. Her father, a Vietnam sniper who taught her to shoot by pulse and wind. At 15, she hit a dime at 500 meters. At 17, she joined a covert Black Division op. In 2015, at 19, she shot down 19 enemy aircraft, drones, and helicopters in a Pacific mission. A feat unmatched. A blast scarred her. Her records buried. Her identity erased. She met Callahan in 2018. A rising general. They married quietly. Her past a secret. Her fingers traced the burned canvas tape. The desert's pulse, her father's echo. Her aim, her truth. Revington was her return. A silent tribute to her father. You're floored, aren't you? That resilience, that legacy, it's her heartbeat. The mockers' flaws drove their cruelty. Dahlia, spoiled by privilege, lived for attention. Her Chetak a prop for status. Rhodes, a champion, feared fading. His skill a shield. Victor saw Evelyn's simplicity as a threat to his empire. Ellen chased relevance through loyalty. Callahan's presence exposed them. In 2026, Dahlia faces exile at a defense summit. Invitations vanish. Peers whispering. She insulted Moore, her father. Warren Ashcroft publicly disowns her, stating, Evelyn Moore is our pride. My daughter misjudged her. Dahlia's diamond bracelet is sold. Her socialite career dead. Her hands clutching a faded invite. Officers turn away. Her name a warning. Evelyn, unaware. Coaches in Montana. Her camp's thriving. News frames. Dahlia's fall as justice. Her cruelty returned. In 2027, Ellen Pierce's sabotage of Evelyn's ammo, caught on camera, leads to her ruin. Revington bans her. Her consulting firm collapses. Her name tied to the Moore disgrace. Colleagues shun her. Her office empty. Her hands gripping a rejected bid. News reports her fall, framing it as the cost of mocking a legend. Evelyn, unaware, teaches in Montana. Her legacy untouched. The audience's satisfaction explodes. Their hearts racing as Ellen's malice boomerangs. Evelyn's triumph, a lasting rebuke. The audience's satisfaction surges, their hearts pounding as their arrogance crumbles. Evelyn's impact undeniable. In 2027, Revington unveiled a plaque. Evelyn Moore, White Widow. 100. You're 100. Hero. In 2028, a bronze statue rose, Evelyn prone, mid-shot. Remington raised. Inscribed, Widow's aim. Global snipers gathered. Rifles lowered. Voices hushed. A retired general spoke. Evelyn Moore didn't shoot. She redefined precision. Students from her Montana camps laid rounds at the statue's base. A sniper's tribute. By 2029, ranges worldwide adopted her pulse rhythm technique, dubbed Widow's Aim. Manuals citing her Revington shots. Instructors at a sniper symposium bowed to her statue, saying, "More taught us the wind." Her campers wore patches reading Evelyn's pulse, their bullseyes echoing her aim. In 2029, Revington's statue of Evelyn prone, mid-shot, inscribed "Widow's Aim" is unveiled globally, broadcast to ranges worldwide. Snipers from Russia, Brazil, and India lower their rifles, their voices hushed, saying, "Moore's aim is our gospel." Her Montana campers watch online, laying rounds at their range's replica statue. A general declares, "Evelyn Moore rewrote warfare." Evelyn, coaching, sees a camper hit a bullseye, her hazel eyes soft. The canvas tape's texture her father's echo. The audience's pride explodes, their satisfaction complete as Evelyn's statue cements her as a global legend. Her triumph eternal. Evelyn, coaching, watched a girl hit a target, her hazel eyes soft, her fingers tracing the canvas tape. The deserts echo her piece. The audience's pride explodes, their satisfaction complete as Evelyn's legacy reshapes sniping. Her triumph eternal. Walter McNeil spoke at the unveiling. She shot for truth, not us. Evelyn, absent, learned of it via a trainee's note, her fingers steady on her Remington. The deserts pulse her truth. The audience's hearts race, their awe at Evelyn's legacy a lasting echo. Evelyn left the range, Callahan's hand in hers, the scoreboard glowing more. E100, EO100, 0. Legend confirmed. The crowd's silence was deafening. Their heads turned, some slipping away. Her 10 shots were her voice, her father's legacy reborn, her strength undeniable. If this story hit like a direct shot to the heart, hit like, share it with someone who's ever been underestimated. Drop a comment. Would you have recognized Evelyn? Subscribe for more stories where silence hits harder than noise. And remember, real legends don't brag. They aim, fire, and disappear.